I never thought I'd become the kind of person who measures happiness in acres instead of square feet. But after 8 years of HOA hell in Willow Creek Estates, I was done. The final straw was when Karen Wentworth, self-appointed, president of the Aesthetic Preservation Committee, issued a $250 fine because my porch light was eggshell instead of ivory whisper. The color difference was invisible to anyone who didn't carry paint. Swatches like tarot cards. So I sold the beige box, took the equity, and bought 32 acres and a 1970s, a frame an hour past the last stoplight in Harker County. No covenants, no architectural review board, no Karen. The realtor kept saying private like it was a feature. To me, it was oxygen. Closing day, I stood on the warped deck, drank warm beer from the bottle, and let the cicadas scream over me like applause. For 6 weeks, it was paradise. I mowed a single crooked path to the mailbox and let the rest grow wild. I painted the front door fire engine red because I could. I grilled steaks at 2 a.m. under a sky so clear the Milky Way looked spilled. No one knocked. No one cared. Then, on a rainy Thursday, a silver Lexus RX appeared at the end of my gravel drive, wipers flapping like it was trying to fly away from what it had done. The door opened and Karen stepped out in white capris and a visor, holding a clipboard like a shield. "Morning," she sang as if we'd arranged this. "I'm your new neighbor." My stomach folded in on itself. "You're what?" She gestured vaguely uphill. "We closed yesterday. 40 acres bordering yours to the north. The views are just divine." I looked past her. Through the dripping pines, I could now see fresh survey flags snapping in the wind. Orange wounds on the ridge I'd thought was national forest. Karen smiled the same smile she used when she told me my recycling bin was facing the wrong direction. Anyway, I brought the covenants for the future Harker Highlands Protective Association. We're starting small, just the two. Properties for now, but rules keep things civilized, don't you think? She thrust the clipboard toward me. 27 pages. The cover page had already been laminated. I didn't take it. "This land isn't part of any association." "Not yet," she said brightly. "But I checked the county records. As adjoining landowners, we can form a mandatory membership organization if both parties agree. And if one party refuses," she tapped a highlighted paragraph, "the county will enforce aesthetic compliance anyway, under new construction nuisance statutes. So really, signing is easier for everyone." Rain hissed on the metal roof. I felt it in my teeth. "How did you even find this place?" I asked. "Oh, I have alerts," she said, waving a manicured hand. "Anytime someone from Willow Creek sells and buys rural, I like to follow up. Standards travel, you know." Karen moved fast. By Monday, a website appeared, harkerhighlandspoa.org, complete, with a logo of a deer jumping over a tasteful fence. By Wednesday, a contractor erected a stone entrance sign on the county road that read, "Harker Highlands, a covenant-protected community." In gold letters taller than my dog, she sent daily emails, titled Friendly Reminders. My red door was a visual assault, my unregistered trailer, a 1962 Shasta I was restoring, constituted an unauthorized dwelling unit. My fire pit, really just rocks in a circle, was a wildfire risk and eyesore. Then came the certified letter. I had 14 days to comply or face daily fines plus lien. I lawyered up. My attorney, a woman who wore bolo ties and smelled like horses, laughed so hard she had to wipe her eyes. "She can't form an HOA with 2 lots unless you both sign the declaration. And county nuisance statutes don't apply to paint colors. She's cosplaying authority." But Karen had money and time. She filed complaints anyway. The county sent inspectors. They left shaking their heads, muttering waste of diesel. She called the sheriff when I ran my chainsaw after 8 p.m. deputy. Rollins showed up, took one look at my exhausted look at both of us, and told Karen that noise ordinances didn't apply to properties over 10 acres. She demanded his badge number. He gave it to her along with the non-emergency line for future reference. October brought frost and escalation. One morning, I woke to find orange spray-painted lines across my yard. Her surveyor preparing to fence my driveway because she'd decided the legal easement was poorly defined. Parked my truck across it. She called a tow company. I showed the driver the deed. He left. That night, I sat on the deck with a bourbon and watched headlights crawl up her ridge. A prefab McMansion was rising, 3 stories of beige tyranny glowing under floodlights. Karen stood on her future balcony in a white robe, megaphone in hand, reading the covenants aloud across the valley like a bedtime story. The next day I printed a sign on plywood, 8 feet tall, red letters on black. "This is not an HOA. Karen is not in charge here. Trespassers will be composted." I mounted it facing her mansion. 2 days later, the website went dark. The entrance sign disappeared overnight. Nobody knows where it went. The creek was high that week. A week after that, a moving truck appeared at her property. Then another. Then a for sale sign, professionally printed this time, 0% buyer agent commission. Karen moved to Arizona. Something about spiritual community with stronger covenants. I still have the laminated 27 pages. I use them as kindling. The red door stays red. The Shasta is almost done. And sometimes when the wind comes down off the ridge just right, I swear, I can still hear the faint echo of a megaphone that finally ran out of battery. I bought a home far from the HOA. Turns out distance wasn't the answer.